Alright, ready? I'm going to turn the lightsaber on, and when I turn it on, you're doing your thumbnail pose. And if it's good enough, this is going to be the intro. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, well done. You're good at working under pressure there. I like that.
I think I did alright.
You did alright. I love that posing for the Guardians thumbnail is our intro for the Doctor Who episode. It's good, that, isn't it?
Yes. So we have a special episode, and now we're going to talk about some cliffhangers.
Cliffhangers. It looks really weird me waving this. Me waving this on the camera does not look good.
No, let's quickly move on from that, please.
Cliffhangers. Roll the intro.
Ooh. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, a show where two YouTubers talk about the best show in all of time and space, Doctor Who. I'm your host, Crispy Pro, and joining me, as per always, is the delightfully devilish and laughing Troy Red Archer Live. Why are you laughing right now, Troy? How are you?
Hello, welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
I don't know, just trying to spice it up a bit. Gosh.
Oh, it was only because it took us about 4 times to get it done.
Let me spice it up for once, or
bit of
4
spice,
times.
Bit of spice,
a little bit of spice,
yeah, bit of spice. It's our second recording of the day, and we're feeling a bit giddy. Okay,
I'm a little bit giddy right now. A little
bit. Don't you dare put that sound effect on again.
All
Don't
right,
you dare.
I won't. Do you want me to? Because I could.
I figured that wasn't going to stop you. I'm surprised I have that much power of you, to be honest.
Well, here it is. Shocking behaviour from the boys. Shocking behaviour from the Who's There boys.
We're back at it again today.
We're back at it. We're back at it again today. We're talking about Doctor Who cliffhangers, and we're feeling a little bit giddy. We're feeling a little bit giddy, a little bit silly. So it's going to be a bit of a silly podcast today. So I hope you're all ready for that treat. It's going to be a big old treat today. Troy, gather your thoughts.
Right, professional mode, engage. Okay, no silly noises. Okay. Shut up! Right, welcome everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like sweating now. It is too hot in my room and I've been laughing and my face is bright red. This is going to be an uncomfortable experience. Anyway, speaking of uncomfortable experiences, I'm here with you for another hour and we're going to be talking about our favourite cliffhangers.
Yeah, we are.
Stop!
Yeah, we are.
Stop! This is why, in case anyone wonders about why we have such a good friendship, it's because we just laugh at the same stupid stuff.
We
have the same sense of humour.
The brain of an 8-year-old boy, literally. Yeah. My goodness.
It's not good.
We share the brain. We have that much knowledge. Anyway, we're here. We're ready to do the damn thing.
Let's focus. Because, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are talking about our favourite cliffhangers, part 2. And I'm going to be honest with you, Crispy, because we both have remembered the episode. I really hoped you wouldn't remember the number, but you have. Because I was like, it's been a while since we talked about our favourite cliffhangers. It's been a little bit. Like, it was a few episodes ago. It was episode 5, ladies and gentlemen, when we last talked about this. Well over a year since we last talked about our favourite cliffhangers. Yeah.
Now that's quite a cliffhanger.
Well, it was. Like that deserves like a Vine boom. And I was kind of hoping you'd slip it in there, to be honest. But there it is.
There we go.
See, this is the good thing, because we haven't used the soundboard as much in recent weeks, but I feel like, I don't know, this week we're going to be using it a lot, I feel like.
We used it so much last live episode. We had heaps.
Yeah, the live episode, but like the actual episode where we're meant to be professional and we're not doing it to an audience, you know? Let me just look up the date of episode 5, because obviously even though it's like 52 episodes would be a year, we had like quite a few breaks last year, didn't we? So What day did that episode get published? Let's have a throwback. It was the 19th of March 2022.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So a year and a half.
We were different men back then.
Not a year and a half. A year and a month and a half-ish. Yeah, we were different men.
We were just innocent men.
Yeah, we were innocent men. I've only got... That's going to be the next sound effect. I only had a laptop. Now I've got 2 monitors, a ring light, a new camera, which I barely mentioned last week. It should be 60 FPS, but silly Riverside doesn't have 60 FPS support. So Riverside, we love you, and we were happy to promote you. But please, just that little bit of support for 60 FPS is all you need.
Powered by Riverside
Exactly.
FM.
It's not sponsored, though. He's just done that for a lot.
Not sponsored.
So
Not sponsored at all.
That's like, we'll do sponsorship for you if you're at 60 FPS. Yeah. I'm kidding. We'll do it anyway because we need the money. But like, please do add 60 FPS support. We'd really appreciate it because you're very cool.
They might do something. I don't know.
They should do. They should do. It's literally like the only thing that I feel like they could do to improve this thing. It's great podcast
They're
software.
constantly updating their system, so I have no doubt we could probably request it and they do it. So
there
we'll
you go.
see.
Let's do it.
We'll see.
So before we talk about our favourite cliffhangers, we're going to leave you another cliffhanger because it's poll time. Crispy, the jingle.
Here we go. Hello? Oh, wrong one.
That's not
it's the wrong one. It's this one. Oh, no, it's not. Wrong one.
No, it's... It's a mess time. What is happening? This is the most
rename them. I need to rename them.
Unprofessional podcast ever.
I'm renaming them right now while
Podcast
you get
the plan.
the
While he
poll
renames
result.
it. Last week, we asked you, we know something is coming.
Oh my god.
Do you know what, right? It was meant to just be a joke about the sound effect for like 5 minutes and then move on. But I already know this episode is going to be the most chaotic thing we've ever done. It's not going to get any better.
I'm really sorry, man. I'm really
Stop! Stop! At least we know that it's not me that's the bad influence. It's equally shared here, okay? This man is in control of the soundboard. I don't do jack anything with that soundboard. I don't touch it. I don't have access to it. It's all him. It's all him. So, no judgment, please, folks. But last week, we asked you, we know something is coming during the Eurovision Grand Final next Saturday, which by the time you're seeing this, it's today. It's coming out tonight. But we asked you, what do you think it will be? The options were a new trailer, episode or episodes release dates for the 60th, or both. Crispy, what do you think is the winning choice in that poll?
I am praying that we get release dates. That would be nice. That would be really nice. But I honestly just think it will be a trailer, and I think that is what will take the lead in this poll. I haven't seen the results, so I don't know.
Okay, well, on audio platforms, out of 17 votes, 47% say a new trailer, 0% say just the release dates, meaning 53%, with a very, very small majority, say both a new trailer and release dates.
Wowee. I hope so. I really hope. I don't know what else they could do to, spice it
would be a bit of a counter to Power of the Doctor, where it was like, what, a month before we got the release date?
They're like, you were actually doing it here.
Yeah, but who knows? I mean, they are trying to do much more marketing, so I wouldn't put it past them. Whereas on YouTube, we're going to go in reverse order. With 11%, the smallest amount is just the 60th release dates.
Interesting.
With 27% is a new trailer, meaning 62% on YouTube think it's going to be both as well.
Interesting.
I do wonder if people hadn't considered it, and now I've done that poll, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's going to be that.
Yeah, for sure. I want that. Yeah. I think maybe our audience is just optimistic, which is good. That's a good thing for us to be.
Do you see my image choices this time for the poll?
I saw the David Tennant various stages of.
I was sending you them in case you hadn't seen them. Yeah, I just was like, good. 3 different David Tennant faces. They'll do. Very 60th themed.
It was excellent. Yeah. Excellent.
Very clever.
Good poll.
Very clever, Yeah.
Well done. Good job.
Speaking of the poll, Crispy, I hear a dong that needs to be dinged.
All right, here we go. But
ladies and gentlemen, we got even more confirmation. More confirmation. Crispy, what do we get even more confirmation of?
That Doctor Who is going all silly musical for us.
Oh yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I was going to tie it into the poll and go with the extra trailer news, but yeah, sure, Jonathan Groff, go. Who is he? Who is he?
Oh, he's a screen and stage actor. You might know him as Jesse in Glee or the King in Hamilton, which is where I know him from. I don't know if you know him from anything.
I've seen him in neither of those things. I saw him in Knock at the Cabin a couple of months ago.
Oh yeah, I saw him in that too.
Which I watched purely because Dave Bautista was in it.
Yes.
Because I love that man. And I love him as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which you should watch our special episode on that came out on Wednesday.
Oh wow. That was good. Cross-promotion.
Master of marketing. I am the marketing master.
I have a master's in marketing, but that's okay. That's fine.
Well, start using it. Sorry, no, I was really okay, anyway, Well. So, Jonathan Groff has been announced as the latest cast member joining Doctor Who. And, Crispy, what have we seen on set? What are the latest theories about the episodes they're filming at the minute?
Here's the thing. As of 13 hours ago, as of time of recording, I should say, the Doctor and Ruby Sunday were spotted on what looks like a recreation of Abbey Road, of course, that we would know from the iconic Beatles album cover, and they were dancing along, they were having fun, they were running around, having a really good time in the swinging 60s. So it looks like there could be some kind of influence there, some kind of musical influence, maybe a musical episode, perhaps. One of the theories I've seen out there is that maybe Jonathan Groff will be playing one of the Beatles. I don't know if that's something. I purely think that the Doctor and Ruby maybe have just landed on Abbey Road just to have fun. You know, Ruby might have been like, oh, I really want to, you know, see Abbey Road in the 60s. And the Doctor's like, yeah, I can do that. And then musical chaos ensues. I don't know. I've seen a lot of theories.
I've sent you something from Joel on Twitter, Paul the Age 2, who has noticed a very visual similarity between Jonathan Groff and George Martin. Beatles producer, I believe was his title. He was just a producer, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He was one of the people of the Beatles. I don't know everything about the Beatles. I know some of stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know much about the Beatles.
I believe he's the lead producer. Like, I don't know if he formed them or he produced them or both. Either way, I'm very sorry to the Beatles fans. I know I live in Liverpool. I literally I like the Beatles in passing. I haven't listened to like tons of their albums. I apologise, but I do know how amazing they are. But it does lend to the theory, he's either going to be a Beatle or a producer or something involved with the Beatles. I think it's going to be a Beatles-centric episode. It fits with the 60s theme. I think so. They land on Abbey Road. Why would they land on Abbey Road if it wasn't going to have Beatles, in the middle of it?
I think it could just, like, purely be Ruby, like, I wouldn't mind going there. It doesn't necessarily have to be Beatles-centric, you know? They landed
I think they'll be running through strawberry fields forever.
In little yellow submarines?
Well, you can't run around in a submarine, so well done.
Yes, you can. Cold War, thank you very much. There's lots of running around in submarines.
Well,
thank you very much.
Okay, alright, forget it.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Alright.
Gosh.
Okay, stop being mean. Otherwise, I'm going to be asking the audience to help me if they can, because I'll be feeling down.
Sassy. And audience interaction is not a bad thing.
It's not.
Capiche?
It's not. But I'm still trying to make lots of some jokes referencing Beatles songs.
Oh, I don't. I've only know that one. What's the other? What's the other really nice one?
Alan Rigby's going to be in the episode. You know.
Nice. What's the? Hey Jude. That's a really nice one. That's a really good
it's
one.
Just like an hour of us like coming up with Beatles song names now. What can we remember? You know.
That's all I know.
Well, there are places that I remember in my life, and Abbey Road is one of them. You know. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Stop! Oh my gosh. So yeah, Jonathan Groff's been announced, and also. There was I can't tell if it was all a meme or if someone actually did see him on set, but there was a joke.
Was fake.
Was it fake that Lin-Manuel Miranda was on set?
Yeah. I think that was fake.
Did he write Hamilton? Am I correct in thinking?
Yeah, he's the
musical
creator, and he's in it. He plays Hamilton.
Yeah, well,
in the stage,
the first time I ever saw him was in an episode of How I Met Your Mother, and I didn't really know who he was at the time. I was like, I'm getting the vibe he's a guest actor, but yeah. He raps on a bus next to Marshall. It's one of the worst episodes of the show, but it's not his fault. It's because literally the whole episode is in rhymes. It's very weird.
Oh, that's that. I remember that and being like, this is not fun.
Like it's an impressive episode for rhyming everything, but it doesn't make for a good episode of TV, in my opinion.
No.
Anyway, so if he is involved, people have pointed out that he has worked with Bad Wolf before on His Dark Materials. Oh. He does have a habit of whenever he makes something, he appears in it. He had an actual role in His Dark Materials, apparently. There was a picture somewhere. So, with Bad Wolf producing Doctor Who now, in conjunction with the BBC, Lin-Manuel could pop up again, work with some old buddies, and help with the musical aspect. And if that does happen, he means he'll be on the set. I saw people saying they don't want him there. Like, there's like people who are complaining about it, but I don't really get the issue. Am I missing something? Or is it just because they don't want it to feel too Disney-esque? I think it's kind of
I don't know.
Playing into that.
Lin-Manuel might be in too much, and if there's too much of a good thing, then people hate it for some reason. Marvel, we talk about that in our Guardians.
I don't know. Anyway, I actually don't know. So either way, I am personally excited for it, and I'm so excited that I'm going to brighten up my camera because it's a bit dark.
Wow, too bright, my boy.
Horrific. Why are you doing a South African accent? Stop. Anyway, Crispy, ding the dong one more time.
I will ding that dong.
Because just to re-clarify, what I was going to connect to the poll was that we got an extra BBC One interjecting teaser in the middle of broadcast, and I was out at a singles party, and I'd had a couple of drinks, and I looked at my phone and saw I'd been tagged in something, and it was like Doctor Who teaser, and I was like, huh? I was like, what is this? So I actually opened it up and saw the teaser, and I was like, oh, more teasing. And if you pause it at the right time, this time instead of it saying EV1305, it literally reads Eurovision 1305 2023 backwards. So you can see it quite clearly now in case there was any doubt. We're getting something during the grand final.
It's on the way.
For everyone wondering who doesn't know when Eurovision's happening, it begins on Saturday, the 13th, the day this episode comes out, and the grand final starts airing at 8 p.m. BST. That's UK time. So for Crispy 8 EST, that is 5 a.m. So have fun with that, Crispy. So as we've said before, just to re-clarify in case anyone's wondering, I am going to be at Telford Comic Con for the day this time on Saturday. There's not as much going on at the con, like guest-wise.
Yeah.
My mum wants to meet Jared Padalecki, who was in Supernatural, which is very exciting.
Oh, cool.
I quite like the Supernatural boys. That's cool. And I'm meeting Freema Agyeman. Beyond that, I'm not sure what else we're going to be doing. I think it might be more of a kind of a quick stay and then coming home this time around.
Okay.
So our plan is to be home before Eurovision kicks off. If we are, I will be able to fire up a live stream whenever the trailer happens, or whatever is happening happens. The question will be whether it'll be solo or whether it'll be with Crispy. We don't know.
We will see.
So my plan is I am going to ring Crispy when it comes out, and if he's awake enough, he'll join in. But if he values his beauty sleep, which I wouldn't blame you for, then...
We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
I mean,
I don't know what's happening.
I
feel like something's happening this weekend. Oh, it's Mother's Day this weekend. I don't know. I think we have different Mother's Day here in Australia.
We do have different Mother's Days, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway,
yeah.
Regardless,
well, I'm happy to run it solo again, like we did with Christmas. There'll be something, and like if it's not live, it'll be as soon as I get home and can set it up. So just keep an eye out on the YouTube channel on Saturday, on the evening, because it will be coming. I'll be reacting to it live. It'll be great.
Should we tease next week as well, like right now, while we're talking about all this stuff? Because I think it'd be a good opportunity for us to.
I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself, or should I say a little child ahead of yourself.
Oh, yes. Next week we will have a very, very special guest. I've just locked this in with her.
Have you?
Ellie. Yeah, just then, before. Ellie from Who Culture, one of my work colleagues, will be joining us on the podcast to talk all things 60th trailer, or whatever happens at Eurovision. If it's nothing, then we'll probably guess the episodes from the bad review. But regardless, we're very excited about the special guest. This is one that you guys have genuinely asked us about and wanted to have on the show. So we're very excited to have her on. So it's going to be a fun time, regardless, whatever happens. So
whatever happens, it's going to be fun.
Exactly.
But there you go. So there's all of our news. Not too much. Not too much. So now it's time to rewind. Rewind, okay? Doodle-doo-doo, 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 doodle-doo-doo. Back in time to March 2022, where we talked about our first batch of Doctor Who cliffhangers.
So many good ones.
And what I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is this latest episode on Spotify hasn't had as many Q&A responses, so just to remind people who don't know how this works, if you have access to Spotify in any way, regardless whether you listen to the episode on YouTube or Apple or whatever it may be, Spotify is where we're allowed to have a Q&A. It's the only platform where we can do it, apart from the YouTube comment section. So every week there's a Q&A, and they often tie into the next episode. So for people who don't know, check the episode out on Spotify. You don't have to listen to it in full to get there. You can just click on the episode, answer the Q&A, and your comments can get in. Because we've only got 3 this time, and one of them's a joke, Crispy. It's a joke answer.
A joke.
Kalobi thought they were being really funny by saying, all the cliffhangers are so memorable in their own way, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be...
alright, that's well played. That's really well done.
It was a good joke, But we got 2 to roll off.
Bloody sensational.
So we're going to do what we did in episode 5. We were going to take it in turns. You know?
Okay.
You talk about one, I talk about one, the comments talk about one, the guy on the street talks about one, I knock a lightsaber over nearly. They're everywhere at this point, so it's not exactly a challenge. So, who's going first, Crispy? Oh, actually, we need to recap. We need to recap previous ones so people know. So, if you haven't watched episode 5...
on Who's There?
If you haven't watched episode 5... Crispy, have you got some cool, previously on music?
I can do, a really, intense, transition.
Okay.
Previously on Who's There?
Ooh. We talked about the cliffhangers from the following episodes. Oxygen, from Series 10. Spyfall from Series 12, Bad Wolf from Series 1, World Enough in Time from Series 10, The Almost People from Series 6, Utopia and the Sound of Drums from Series 3, Turn Left and Stolen Earth from Series 4, and The Name of the Doctor from Series 7. A good array of cliffhangers there.
An excellent array.
Some
banging episodes in there.
Banging, mate. So, it's going to be a fun challenge to see if you manage to pick the episodes that aren't in our comments, because there are 2 episodes from commenters that I want to see if you end up agreeing with. So we'll see. Crispy, lead us. What is your first cliffhanger that you want to talk about today in our favourite cliffhangers, part 2?
The first one is one that I'm shocked we didn't mention the first time around. I'm actually shocked, because it's one that you and I both know that you and I very much like, very much enjoy. I know for a fact that, heck, even people that don't necessarily like the Chibnall era, they respect this cliffhanger. This cliffhanger has a lot of respect to its name. Can you guess which one it is, Troy? It's a Jodie Whittaker era one.
It's got to be Ascension of the Cybermen, I'm guessing.
No. Gosh, no. Gosh,
it's gonna be like, it's like it's a good
People don't
cliffhanger.
talk
Maybe
about
because
that.
Sacha Dhawan shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween
This
Apocalypse.
one, no, but it's
Okay,
very...
you've lost me then. Go. What
Here
is
it
it?
is. It is, of course, Village of the Angels. That cliffhanger at the end where the Doctor turns into a weeping angel. My jaw was on the ground, and it was insane. It was like, I mean, I know it gets resolved
insane.
very, very quickly the next week, but I mean, if you look at all these other cliffhangers, they also get resolved very quickly right after anyway.
Yeah,
But-
cliffhangers are for the shock factor. That's the main thing.
exactly,
really.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then they need to get on with the narrative. But at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And the CGI in that scene, I mean, say what you will about Flux CGI, I absolutely loved that scene. And I think it's done very, very, very well. And the music, everything. I don't know. You always wonder, what would happen if, the Doctor turned into a weeping angel? We saw that. that.
Yeah.
I loved it. So yeah.
Quantum entanglement, was it?
Quantumania, I believe.
Quantum Mania, yeah.
Yeah. Streaming almost exclusively on Disney Plus in a couple of days.
Yeah, like I think it's like the 17th of May, and I will be watching it. I'm the only person who's watching it, but
I'll leave you on that cliffhanger if I will be or not.
Oh,
anyway.
wow. And then you mess with me and go, actually, the film is better than I thought. Hopefully. Not as good as Guardians Volume 3, though. Watch our special episode. That's twice I mentioned it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You
wow,
have to mention
that's
it 3 times
marketing.
for the name
That's
in this
marketing.
episode.
Yeah, I do. So get ready for the third one.
Get ready.
Humor always comes in
Ooh.
threes. It's like the ripe fruit joke in Guardians 2, It's not ripe.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That was good. That was a good joke.
It's good.
Respect
It's good
that
joke,
one.
Good joke. Speaking of good jokes, this
Yeah.
podcast. So, what's... But no, I'm surprised we didn't mention Village of the Angels, because I remember that being like a cliffhanger where I was like, what?
Wow.
What?
Wow. The reaction, like, on Twitter afterwards, everyone was like, wow. Like, this series
an
really
amazing
wasn't messing
cliffhanger.
around.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point in, like, our Flux journey, I was really, really enjoying the whole thing. I was like, this is hit after hit after hit after hit. Like, wowee. I feel like, it petered off a little bit at the end. Troy and I will talk about all of this in our Series 13 looking back on when we eventually get there, just before the 60th. However, at the time, I was like, wow, this series is not messing around. And I absolutely loved it. I think that episode is very, very good. And that cliffhanger is also very, very good. Very good.
I completely agree. Good. Very well said. Very well said.
What about you? What have you got for us?
My next choice. Can
I try and guess it? Like lead into it, and then
this could be really funny because I'm not even sure I've settled on it yet. Go for it.
Oh well, I need you to start talking about it, and I'm just going to interject and be annoying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I can't. What you want me to? The Lodger.
What cliffhanger is there in the Lodger?
Will James Corden return? And he does.
Well, James Corden's going to American TV. That's a pretty scary cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh well, he's not there anymore. He's got time for Doctor Who. Doctor 16. Here we go.
Stop.
Campaign starts now, everyone.
Okay, so my next cliffhanger. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? No, I'm joking because I've got. Do you know what I've got? I've got the best cliffhanger for the end of the episode. I've got the best cliffhanger for the end of the episode. It's going to be great, and you're going to love this. Okay, you're going to love it. But we're not there yet.
I'm nervous.
So, I am going to go with...
Oh, my gosh.
That's not really suspenseful. It's meant to be suspenseful and not funny.
Oh, you wanted suspense? All right.
Army of Ghosts! Oh, okay, you hit the suspense music at the certain time. Yeah, what? Come on. One of the best cliffhangers in the entire show. Because...
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't mention that one,
set up Cybermen as the main villains of Series... Or like the big, like, returning bad from the classic era in Series 2. And then they show up again. I mean, to be fair, think about it. Cybermen showing up twice in one series. People had to go that Missy and the Cybermen was a plot line, like, in 2 different series that were spaced apart. But we got Cybermen twice in Series 2 as villains.
Wow, that's a really good point. That's a very, very good point.
So, it was very good, in fact.
No, I love those stories. Yeah, but that cliffhanger, crikey.
Like, yeah, the sphere is not ours. Like,
what? What's going on?
You almost think that they've forgotten about the Void Ship. It's like, wait, what's in the Void Ship? You know, the Cybermen, the ghosts are all Cybermen. That's a great cliffhanger. What? The Cybermen everywhere. What about this giant floating ball downstairs? It's not ours, mate. What's in there? I don't know, some sink plungers?
I don't know.
Turns out we've got the cult of Blamin' Scaro.
The cult of Scaro. Bring them back.
Bring them
They're dead, aren't they?
Dead. Yeah, they're all dead, so...
All of them?
Well, Dalek Khan, we didn't see... If we're going to go for classic soap opera rules, we didn't see the body. You know, he just said one will still die in the middle of the burning crucible, and Davros got out of it, so maybe Dalek Khan did, but I feel like that'd be a weird character to bring back. Do you remember that insane Dalek that said Dalek was going to die?
Back for Series 14, it's Russell. It's Russell. Anything's possible.
Ncuti Gatwa versus Dalek Khan. We all want to see it.
Hashtag, please.
Beat the Meat versus Dalek Khan. That'd be great.
Ooh.
That'd be great.
I'm excited for Beat the Meat, by the way. I did some research on Beep the Meep, and I'm like, I'm really excited to see this character in the show.
Did some Beep the research.
Beep the research. No.
Beep the Meep search. I was trying to
beep the deets. Beep the details.
Beep the deets. That's good. That's fine.
Thank
All right,
you.
You win.
Thank you. God, I can be quippy once.
I love the idea that, you know, for some people who are like new into Doctor Who, obviously I was kind of watching it back with Series 1 and 2, but I love the idea that getting into Doctor Who, you've seen the Daleks be the main villain of Series 1 that was returning, then the Cybermen, but then they go, actually, it's not just the Cybermen, it's Daleks as well! The two big enemies are going to have a face-off with the Doctor, and everyone's like, what? The reactions to it are amazing. Like there are some points in Doctor Who, where, like, you just want to watch reactors, like, opinions of stuff, and seeing them react to, like, things they don't know about, and seeing the Daleks appear alongside the Cybermen, that gets people going,
it's one of them.
What? It's amazing.
What?
It's amazing. So Doomsday... Army of Ghosts, I should say, rather than Doomsday, but Army of Ghosts is one of the coolest cliffhangers in the show's history.
Yeah, well put, Troy. Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Thank you very much. Should we trust our audience now to pick something good?
Trust the audience?
It's dangerous, I know.
It's very dangerous. But you know what? I'll let it slide this one time. Who have we got?
Okay, that's nice of you. Well, we've got Michael Brayley, and we've got Artie Zone 24. We're going to read out both of them.
Oh,
who are you going with first?
Artie's Own, of course.
Artie's Own. Oh, all right.
Loyal. I feel like we've read out a lot of Artie's Own comments on this podcast. Are they an OG? Were they around in episode 5?
They are an OG.
Have they been waiting a whole year?
I wonder if I go on there. Imagine if I just go into like episode 5 and here's one of the comments in the Q&A. Let's see.
Maybe. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. You see? Well done. That's what... you see, consistency will get you recognition. So well done, Artie's Own, for being loyal.
Crispy, he gave us a question for questions and quizzes.
Oh my god.
That's how much of an OG he is.
That's a saint. You're a saint,
Yeah, he asked us what our favourite Dalek designs were. So go back and listen to episode 6, questions and quizzes, to find out our answer to that one.
I can't wait for the next questions and quizzes, and I also have an episode in mind that we could do that in.
Is this something you're going to tease now?
I could tease it. We have an
I'll tell you what. Let's jump cut. Let's jump cut so no one else hears it. You are an absolute child. I cannot believe. And I'm going to jump in with that. I can't believe that is your joke.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Don't you think? That's very cheeky.
And here I thought this was going to be the most chaotic episode of the podcast. Cool. All right, you guys have got something to look forward to in about a month or two's time. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, we continue. So, Artie Zone said, I remember the cliffhanger for Face the Raven being so intense. The mix of Capaldi's rage and the mystery of who Mia's working for and where 12 is being sent. The following episode is the best payoff.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well put. What are your thoughts on that episode?
I agree. Moving on. Cool. What's your next? No. Face the Raven is really good. It's such a strange episode purely because, and I don't want to say too much about this because it's literally our next looking back series, so I don't want to be too fresh in the mind.
True.
But I love that episode is kind of spun as we've set it up this way. It's going to be a murder mystery, cloning someone's innocence, and then literally at the halfway point almost, it just suddenly careers off. It's like, that bit's solved. Now is 20 minutes of the lead up to Clara's death. And it's like, it's done so masterfully.
It's insane.
Sarah Dollard, come back. Write more Who. Thank you.
Sarah Dollard, where are you? I want her on the podcast. I feel like I've said that before, but I want her on the podcast.
Let's find her. Blamming drop her an email, mate.
I don't know where she is. You got her email?
She's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Does she follow me? No.
But yes, that cliffhanger. I feel like because I was so hung up on Clara dying, I wasn't as thinking as much about where 12 would go next. It wasn't where's the Doctor going. It was more Clara's dead. What? That was the takeaway from the episode. So it's kind of people forget a little bit sometimes, I feel like, about the cliffhanger in lieu of that. Unless you hated Clara, in which case you were throwing a party and then you were like, where's the Doctor going? You know? So depends on how you feel about Clara.
There's a lot going on in that episode, and
there's
I can respect it.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, and I didn't expect bird watching to be, a big theme in Doctor Who, but it was.
Now it is. Now, if you're an actual bird watcher in real life, you probably wouldn't look at ravens the same way. So
You wouldn't. And you wouldn't want to be brave around them, I'll tell you that much.
No, be brave.
No, I agree. Crispy.
Yeah, mate.
Your next cliffhanger, please.
You want another cliffhanger, mate?
I want another cliffhanger, mate.
I'll give you a cliffhanger.
Here we go. I keep thinking you're going to say the one that's the other one that Michael's said in the Q&A. Let's just see if you pick it.
All right. Well, this one is solved with 4 words in the next episode. 4
Oh, I know exactly which one it is. I know exactly which one it is.
Do you?
It's the empty child.
Yes!
Yeah.
Well done, Troy!
I was thinking about it earlier as well, and I was like, the go to your room, and then she said that. Yeah.
Go to your room. I mean, Stephen Moffat's, kind of entry into New Who. What a one to start off with. My goodness. And the gas mask zombies, still iconic to this day. Still scary iconic to this day. Still scar kids to this day. And
on their hand, specifically.
Yes, correct. On every single one of them. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, those episodes are so incredibly well done and really do well. One, being set in the past, which is a lot of fun. 2, Billy Piper in the sky with a Union Jack shirt, about to get bombed. Yeah, I mean, you don't see that very often, so that's pretty fun.
You were like, that's like a big win. You're like, was like, we just like,
yeah, that's something
when Billy
I've always
Piper
wanted.
gets cast, you were like, I really hope I see her in a Union Jack t-shirt hanging from a blimp. Which, by the way, Union flag. It's only a Union Jack when it's at sea. Remember?
I couldn't remember. What was that from recently?
Idiot's Lantern.
I watched that just the other day because of the Coronation.
Union flag. Mum went out with the sailor. Oh, I bet she did.
Oh, I bet she did. Yeah, very good. Very good.
That episode is so underrated. I don't care.
It is. I watched it just the other day,
and
I was
like,
like,
do you know what's so funny? Mentioned to a fellow YouTuber, Harry's moving castle now. His name's changed a couple of times, but he's like, with all due respect to him, he's a little bit more negative on a lot of Doctor Who episodes. Like, I feel like he finds faults easier than some people do. So when I saw it go up for Idiot's Lantern, that review, obviously he's timed it with the Coronation, so very well done. I genuinely expected to open the video and go, this is one of the worst episodes of Series 2, blah, blah, blah. And literally he led it with, I really like this episode. And I was like, what? I was like, wow. Listening to him talk about it, I was like, yeah, this is what I mean. It's a good, fun episode. The banter between David and Billy is just top form. And I love that when she leaves the family's house, Billy, she just like does that big cheesy grin. I think I've said it before.
Yeah.
So does that big, and then just storms out of the door. It's so good. Like, there's so much goofy stuff going on in that episode. It's great. It's great. It's more interesting to watch than the actual Coronation. Anyway,
within the actual, within Russell's era, one thing I really, really enjoyed. What was wrong?
Keep going, because I just thought of something really funny. Go on.
Okay, well, one thing I really, really enjoyed was moments like that, and I feel like we didn't get very many moments like that within the Chibnall era, don't you reckon? Like, with that, like, that felt very human and very, like, cheeky or whatever. And, seeing Shooty and Millie film today, and they're, like, dancing across Abbey Road, I'm like, we're going to get the cheekiness back in Doctor Who, and that's something I'm very excited about.
I 100% agree. I am trying to find, there was a tweet that made me laugh so much, and it is Coronation related. So if I can find it, it's going to be hilarious. So let me just see if I can find it for a moment, because it was about the viewing figures for the Coronation, and if I can't find the tweet, I'll be able to like semi-quote it. But it was so funny when I read it. I was like, oh my god. Yep, found it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so so the BBC press office announced on BBC One the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla was watched by a peak of 13.4 million and an average audience of 11.9 million. Whereas Peter at Dalecium retweeted it and said, Voyage of the Damned was watched by a peak of 13.8 million and an average audience of 13.3 million. So in both stats, David Tennant's best, by the way, Christmas special, passed the viewing figures for the Coronation of the King. That is the most hilariously beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's the world we live in, my friend. It's the world we live in.
Because, after all, remember what I said, it is the best festive special, and I take no notes on that. Thank you very much for listening.
All right, I'll keep mine.
So there we go. All right, Crispy, so who's next on Cliffhanger duty? Is it me? It's me, isn't it?
You could, I just said the gas mask zombies, my friend. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah, and then we literally spent no time on the empty child. My bad.
Oh, no, I mean, we don't need to spend much time. It's just a banging episode.
It is. It is.
Plural.
It's, you know what it did, Crispy? It sparked a great conversation, and that's what's so good about this podcast.
Amen.
There you go. I love you, buddy. I love you.
I bloody love you, mate. I bloody love you.
You fought him off with a water pistol. I bloody love you. Yeah. Anyway, so next up on the Cliffhangers list, okay? How, and I mean how did we not talk about the blamming Pandorica, mate?
Did we not?
We did.
At all? Wow.
Oh, well, I went through the whole of episode 5. I skimmed it to look at every episode we mentioned because we all think it's between you, me, and listeners. I didn't hear that episode be mentioned. Well, so unless we mentioned it at supersonic speed and then moved on, we did not acknowledge the Pandorica opens. Which, by the way, maybe the only Doctor Who cliffhanger to make me cry.
Really?
Because 10-year-old Troy was convinced Amy had just died. And my mum was like, she's not dead, she'll be fine. I was like, but Rory shot her, she's dead!
Wow.
Like, I was convinced she was dead.
I owe that episode a lot, because that was the kind of the episode that got me into Doctor Who. I can't believe we never really mentioned it. Because I watched The Lodger, and I was like, what on earth is going on? I need to know more. And then all of that chaos ensued next week with the Pandorica opens. And it had that almighty cliffhanger. I wonder if that cliffhanger didn't exist, I would have tuned in the next week. That's a scary thought.
Oh, wow. That is a scary thought.
That's a really scary thought. That's an ultimate cliffhanger. Thank you, Stephen Moffat, for having a two-parter in Series 5.
Yeah, because I wonder, and again, this is I know my mum's going to be listening to this, because she literally listens to every episode. Love her lots.
Hello, Mrs. Archlife.
Yeah, hello. So here's some inception to my mum in case I might hear it with her, because I have heard her listening to the odd episode now and again. But she can answer this question for me. So, Mum, if you're near me, either text me, or if you're in the house, tell me, whatever it may be. Do you remember what episode specifically made us go, we like Doctor Who now? Because I'm trying to think, because I know we jumped on with Series 3, but I couldn't tell you with confidence what episode made me go, I love Doctor Who now, or whether it was just from the start. I think it might just be from Smith and Jones. Because, as you said,
Evolution of Daleks, mate.
Well, it might be. I love that. I love that two-parter. I still think that's heavily underrated. I really like that with Dalek Sec Hybrid. Don't zoom. I think it's true, okay? Shut up. I think it is a great two-parter. It has Andrew Garfield. What more do you want? But yeah, I'd be interested if she has any remembrance of that, or whether it was just that we were hooked from the start. I think that's probably more likely, knowing how much of a nerd I am and how much of a nerd I turned my mum into. Did I tell you what my mum said when we were watching the Star Wars films? I can't remember if I mentioned it.
Yeah, you said you had that whole discussion last week, I think, or the week before about
Yeah, but I turning into a nerd. Yeah, I still find that so funny. Just the fact
that's good.
She didn't say it once. She said it like 3 times at different points. But she was like, "You've turned me into such a nerd," and I was like, "Are you complaining?" She's like, "No." It's like, "There you go, then. Problem solved.
Welcome to the family."
She's seen Guardians twice with me. Like, both times she went with me on Wednesday and Saturday. We're both nerds, okay?
Yeah, but we're all nerds here. We're absolutely all nerds here.
Anyway, so Pandorica. I love that we get all the villains we've seen in Doctor Who modern era. Even the Hoiks from Love and Monsters pops up.
Even the Hoiks.
Yeah. I bet you there are about 50% of listeners that didn't even know it was called the Hoiks. The dude with the big teeth from the start of Love and Monsters, get the steak
Looks
boy.
like Orphan 55, fellas.
No, the Orphan 55 dregs look like him. Get it right, okay?
Whoa.
Okay? Art imitates art,
Whoa.
okay? Don't you dare tell me the dregs are better looking than the Hoiks. The Hoiks is from Love and Monsters, therefore it immediately is the best thing in existence.
I don't know, man.
I want us to do an episode just on Love and Monsters. I really do. Oh, has your camera died? No. Oh, it hasn't. Okay, you just zoomed in for effect. That was very funny. But yeah, so having all those monsters show up, the twist that the Pandorica is locking Matt away, and, this whole thing about the 26th. I love when they reference dates. The Moffat's era does this in particular, where they reference dates that are the dates the episodes come out.
That are concurrent. They did that with Flux. It's very impressive how they managed to do any of that.
Yeah, like the 26th of June 2010, and it was like, wait, that's the day we're watching. That's the day we're watching this episode. What?
And then the Doctor's death and stuff.
Yeah, it's such a great,
very clever
cliffhanger. It's so well done, and especially something I didn't really properly realise till afterwards, because as a kid you don't notice everything. I've said this a million times before, but you have the music swelling up, and then as everything's exploding in the universe around Earth, the music just suddenly cuts off.
Oh, cuts off. That's
and it ends
so
with
well done.
Because silence will fall. Like, that was so well done.
I never twigged that. That's awesome.
You didn't twig that bit?
That.
Oh,
that's great.
Go.
That's great.
Silence fell, Crispy. Silence fell.
Silence fell right on its face. Right on its damn face.
Literally a couple episodes' time, silence felled a lot of people by zapping them. and nearly felt the High Evolutionary, as we talked about.
Is that a Star Trek mask?
So
is that a Star Trek mask?
You guys need to watch our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 special episode. There you go, got it in the third time. But just in case you don't watch that, which you should, just bear in mind that Chukwudi Iwuji, who plays the High Evolutionary, the main villain of Guardians 3, and someone that a lot of people I've seen on Twitter are lauding as one of the best MCU villains ever.
Me
Not
too.
quite sure if I agree with that. I don't know.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
I think he's up there, but I don't know if he beats like Mysterio. I love Mysterio, but that's just because I really like Jake Gyllenhaal as well, to be fair. But I think, to be fair, if I ranked villains, he probably would end up in my top 5 without me even thinking about it. One of Marvel's weakest things has definitely been its villains. Like, some of them are just not amazing. Correct. But Namor's an underrated one, I think. I really like Namor. But Chuck Rudy, the first time that you and I saw him, and that most of you will have seen him without realising, was in The Impossible Astronaut.
Yeah, that's one of the security guards.
Yeah, he's one of the president's security guards, and he has a couple of lines where he's like, Mr. President, don't trust this man, and then Mark Shepard interrupts Canton and goes, Mr. President, that man walked in here with a big blue box and 3 of his friends. So he's there, he's got a couple of lines, and I remember recognising him immediately when I saw him in Peacemaker. I was like, so when the guy was in Doctor Who, I have this uncanny ability to recognise faces and voice actors. I've said this to you, like voice actors. I hear a voice actor and I'm like, you were in this game. Even if you had a tally roll, I just recognise it. I'm mad with that. So very cool. Anyway, that was linking the silence to the Pandorica opens. That was a bit of a stretch, but we got there. So, since we both had our cliffhangers, that means that Michael's episode has not been mentioned.
Oh my gosh.
It's another Matt Smith one. You ready for this?
Okay.
It's another one.
Let me hang on.
We should have mentioned.
Can I guess? Give me the series.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to give you the series. Matt Smith is your boy. I want you to guess it.
Okay. All right. We can give it a go.
It's another one that we should have said. It's a big cliffhanger. It's a really exciting.
All right.
I'm trying
to think of the 2-parters. It's there's Cold Blood. Is it anything to do with Silurians?
I'm not giving you anything.
Oh, I have to lock in something? Gosh. Okay. It's my turn to be on a quiz show. Okay, let me think. Let me think of more two-parters.
Are limitless.
More two-parters. We mentioned the Flesh one in our first episode, so it wouldn't be that. Maybe the end of the God Complex when the Doctor drops him off. There's barely any two-parters in Series 7. Screw it. I'll say the Silurian thing. It won't be that, but Silurian episode, Cold Blood.
Body.
I don't know how it ends. Oh, it ends with them finding the Earth.
You made a very big mistake, and then you literally undid your mistake and didn't realise it. You were like, I'm thinking of two-parters. It doesn't have to be a two-parter. And as you said, the end of The Almost People, that was not a two-part cliffhanger. Well, it kind of was and kind of wasn't. It was the end of a two-parter. It's not a cliffhanger. It's A Good Man Goes to War. Michael Braley says, the reveal that River is Amy's daughter is surely the greatest cliffhanger. Multiple series in the making, and yet no one saw it coming. Moffat's greatest narrative work. And if you remember, it was a poll of ours about 20, 30 episodes ago where we discussed, how far ahead did Moffat plan that? Did he have it cooked from the beginning of series, when he was writing for Series 4 for Silence of the Library? Did he think it up during Series 5 or Series 6? I still believe he had that cooked from the start. I think he had a couple of really strong ideas that he went into Doctor Who with, and I think that was one of them. I would personally say it.
I will ask him one day. I'll say, my mate Troy has been wondering. And we'll see what happens.
Why is it you asking him? I'm in the same country as him.
Yeah, but we've met before, so...
I will find him, and I will ask him.
Yes.
That's all. But yeah, I agree, Michael. It's another great episode. This is the thing, because I know at the time when we finished that first episode, we talked about a lot of our favourite ones. What else are we going to talk about? Loads! There's tons of cliffhangers we just didn't even acknowledge, because we're goofy goobers.
I'm shocked. We're still goofy goobers, but...
We are. SpongeBob reference in a Doctor Who podcast. What is wrong with us?
I don't know. It's a silly, wacky episode today, so
it
woohoo.
It is. Woohoo.
But I mean, Series 6, as you know, very much it holds quite a lot of my heart.
You like Series 6?
I like Series 6. I'm a bit of a stan. Bit of a Series 6 stan, one could say.
Fair enough.
And I honestly think, A Good Man Goes to War also kind of solidified my love for this show. Absolutely. That threw me. Even though I didn't know much about River Song at the time, I had seen the... what was the first episode? The library two-parter. I had seen that before seeing that, and that just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. So, props to you, Moffat. You're very naughty. You're a very naughty boy. I respect that. Actually, here's something I was wondering. So you know how Moffat he as a writer, he's got like a lot of heavy hitters, like the ones that knock it out of the park. You got your Blinks, your Heaven Sense, your Well Done Enough in Times type thing. What do you think is Russell T Davies's highest rated episode? Because I did the top 10 episodes on IMDb for Doctor Who. I don't think one of them is Russell T Davies. So I honestly don't know what Russell... I mean, this could be a separate video in itself, but I was just wondering, what do you think is his highest rated episode?
Do you know it?
I've got no idea. I'll make this for a crispy video in the future, but you guys can get the exclusive preview.
Let's have a look.
Because I couldn't think, because Moffat has like 7 in the top 10. He's like that much of like a consistent heavy hitter.
Yeah, he really does.
You see? It's crazy. He's got the Day of the Doctor, Blink,
Heaven Sent. What's the top Russell T Davies one penned by Russell T Davies?
Yes.
That would be Doomsday on IMDb.
Where does that sit
That's
comfortably?
8th in the list at 9.2.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is in the top 10. Oh, well,
it is in the top 10, and he's also got Journey's End in there as well. He squeaks that in 10th place.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I remembered my list wrong. Okay, wow. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. That's very
interestingly, that isn't it that IMDb rates Journey's End above The Stolen Earth. I know that not everyone does that.
No, I don't do that.
I do that. Anyway, so Crispy, we've got one more cliffhanger pick each, and mine's going to be a great wrap to the episode. So, Crispy, what's your last cliffhanger you want to pick?
My one involves
singing.
Not singing, not dancing. It involves a certain mistress, Missy, perhaps. It involves a certain Clara Oswald, perhaps. It involves a certain Daddy Davros. It is, of course, the end of Magician's Apprentice.
That was not where I expected that going. Okay, I thought you were going to say Dark Water.
No. Don't be daft. Don't be daft, Water, boy. I was thinking of the Series 9 opener. That one threw me. We thought that Capaldi was going to kill Bubba Davros. Little Bubba Davros.
Oh, no, I knew he wasn't going to kill Davros. I knew that wasn't going to happen.
You're so smart. You're so smart, Troy. At the time,
the Doctor's not going to shoot a kid.
He just lost his best friend.
He indirectly saved Hitler's life. Do you really think he was going to kill, like, Space Hitler?
Oh, wow. Apt comparison. I think that Clara's death in that scene took me by surprise. I thought Missy was going to definitely come back, but I didn't know what they were going to do with Clara. But I love the opening of the next episode with Missy and Clara. That was a really fun dynamic, and I wish they explored that more.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's the problem of creating too much stakes. If you kill Missy, it's like, is Missy dead? OMG! Yeah. But then when you kill Clara as well, you know they're both okay.
Yeah,
they're both be dead.
They're back next week.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I mean, I really like at the time. I still loved that opener. It very much feels like a finale episode because of the high stakes in it.
You're missing the bit what I thought was the biggest part of that cliffhanger,
which was
that they were on Skaro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, surprise.
That would very much depend on the planet, dear. And then when it was Skaro, I was like, they're on Skaro. And then I was like, Skaro! You took me to Skaro!
Skaro!
Like, it's so good! I mean, how did Skaro come back? I don't actually... Do we know how that happened?
Amazon delivery. It took a long time.
They delivered a planet.
They delivered the planet. That's how advanced Amazon services have become.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mate. There you go. Good cliffhanger choice.
Thank you. What's yours? I need to know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to episode 59 of Who's There, Doctor Who podcast. I'm doing this outro now because this is literally going to be the best way to end this. So get ready. Make sure you drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify. We're at 4.9 on Spotify. Get us up to 5 again.
We're almost at 100 reviews, by the way.
100 now?
No, we're almost. I think we're on 80 something, but it's slowly creeping up. So give us 5 stars,
people
guys.
Give us 5 stars on Spotify. I mean, it's disgraceful that we haven't already got there, but you know what? If you guys do it in the next week, we'll forgive you. Okay?
Wow, that's a high ask.
Yeah, we only need 19 ratings, and we get at least 100 listeners on an episode. We get more than that.
Well,
so
go give us... if you love us, give us some love. If you don't, give us some love. I appreciate that.
But, I don't know. There's a really good cliffhanger where there's this woman... originally she fell to Earth, but that's not necessarily relevant here. But she walks out onto this cliff, and she talks about some blossoms and says she wants to play tag.
Oh my gosh!
She suddenly starts glowing, and then this Scotsman with a thespian accent appears, and he says, "What? What?
Well done, Troy.
And so, ladies and gentlemen,
well
we
done,
may find
Troy.
out a little bit more about what next week when Crispy, myself, and Ellie Littlechild of Who Culture fame discuss the new, hopefully, 60th anniversary specials trailer and any extra information we get at the Eurovision Grand Final. Look forward next week to us talking about that, and don't forget to check out on Saturday night, whatever happens at Eurovision. If it is a trailer, we'll be doing a live stream. If it's not, we probably will just wait until the next episode of the podcast.
Exactly.
But as long as it's a trailer, there'll be a live stream. And so we wrap it up immediately there. So we will see you all very soon. Hopefully, well, I mean, for the listeners and watchers right now, if you're watching it the day this comes out, we'll probably see you tonight.
We'll see you soon. Be good.
Crazy.
Take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Time travel. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, until then, we will see you all very soon. So, it's goodbye from Crispy.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. See you all in episode 60, the 60th trailer with Ellie. It's going to be a good time.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a good time. And if that doesn't happen, we're going to guess episodes by the bad review.
We'll see what happens.
Either way, Chris is going to be pulling his weight because I'm going to be setting up the stream on Saturday night. So, that's my contribution, He's in charge. It's dangerous, but he's in charge. He's in charge. Don't let him near the sound effects, guys. Please don't. No. Anyway, see you all next week for episode 60. Until then, Alonzi, baby!
Bye!